concerns and schisms. They're living out a scout. If you believe I deceive, common sense. Let me take you down the corridors of my life. And when you walk, do you walk to your preference? No need to answer till I take further evidence. I seem to need a reference to get residence. A reference to your preference to say I'm a good neighbor. I judge, so judge me from my labor. Lobotomy ensures my good behavior. The constant struggle ensures my insanity. Passing it ensures the struggle for my family. We're hungry, beware of our appetite. Distant drums bring the news of a kill tonight. The kill which I share with my passengers. We take our fill, take our fill, take our fill. I stand firm for our soil. Liquor rock on fall, so they juice me, seduce me, dress me up in confused by different memories, details of Asia remedies, conversations of what should become of enemies. My brain thinks bomb-like, so I listen, he's a calm type. As I grow collective. Before the move, sit on the perspective. Mr. Quayling in the crevice and watches from the precipice. Imperial passage. Heat from the sun someday slowly passes. Until then, you have to live with yourself. Until then, you have to live with yourself. Until then, I stand firm for our soil. Liquor rock on pour, so they juice me, seduce me, dress me up in stews.
Hell is around the corner where I shelter. Isms and schisms. The living on a skelter. If you believe I deceive, then common sense says receive. Let me take you down the corridor.
My brain thinks, beware of my appetite, a kill tonight.
Tricky, and before that Left Field, two albums that come out of club culture. Tony, are they the most adventurous albums on the list?
Well, I think the Tricky one, if they're going to give the award for the music that pushes back the frontier further than any other, then I think it's Tricky. I think he's invented a way to express anger, which is very British, which is very... I mean, it's an album that could only have been made in the 90s, and you couldn't say that about every record on this list. I mean, it's a very contemporary record. I think he can express anger, and he can express a kind of... late 20th century angst without resorting to cliche, without resorting to the lexicon of rap. It's an angry black record that doesn't deal in hoes, hoods and bitches, which I think is quite impressive.
Robert,
I think Left Field are great too. I mean, I think they bring out the best in their collaborators. The thing they did with Lydon is the best thing he's ever done.
Robert, both of these albums constructed in the studio using samples, using guest vocalists. Is it hard to get to the heart of them because of that?
I think it's quite hard to get to the heart of a Left Field album, which I like less the more I listen to it, actually, because I don't think it has a central sort of organising personality. I don't think the same applies to Tricky, because he is there quite a lot of the time, and he's got that wonderful vocal foil. Although I think there are times I get the feeling with the Tricky album where it was just one spliff too many in the studio. Let's try this, let's try that, let's throw a bit of this in. It is wonderfully adventurous, but at times you get the sense they're being adventurous almost just for the sake of it.
I like that though. Don't you think the thing I like about the Tricky one is that it's not, if you compare it with the Left Field is really pristine. It's all clean and nice around the edges. With Tricky, you feel like there's so many ideas in there that some of them just aren't followed up. They kind of put them in and they're just a kind of mess. They just kind of die on the floor.
That's what's really interesting about this list is that 20 years ago, even 10 years ago, progressive music was always rock music, and dance music was essentially conservative, and that's completely changed around now. If Sgt. Pepper's came out today, it'd be a dance album. It wouldn't be a rock album.
So these are called dance albums, but I can't imagine us dancing around our handbags through them, Miranda.
Not really. I mean, the left field one, I feel has got a real kind of sense of moving forward. I like that. Like you kind of imagine being in a train when you're in it. You kind of move forward like that. With the Tricky one, he never gets out of his bed. It's just he's banging his head against the wall.
Thanks. Well, we'll have to leave Tricky in left field there now.